So, Robert, one of the things that you have really encouraged me in is really realizing the power of this community of covenant partners and business owners who operate their companies consecrated to the Lord. Share with our audience, from your perspective as a business owner who lives like that and who has been a leader in many churches, maybe some of the differences about this community and why it's so important to you.
What I've realized in the past few years is that when you go to church, you're with other fellow believers, but you're at church. It's a different circumstance, it's a different environment. I often felt very lonely as a Christian business leader in business. Felt isolated, and what I realized is it's to me revolutionary and changed my life, because I get to fellowship with other business owners who have also consecrated their careers and their businesses together, and there's a level of commitment, level of camaraderie and unity that's there as God is building holy temples of Himself within us in business. In a way, in churches, a pastor told me, in churches, pastor leads. He's there as a shepherd. But to be a shepherd in the business, there's so many more people on a daily basis that spend more time in business where that could be transformed to be used by the Lord in that sphere of influence. I've never realized that before. It's changed my life, the prayer life, and my seeking the Lord in every decision has been turned upside down.
I know that you're part of another Christian CEO group and you love it and it's good and it has its purpose in your life. We're really known for being the spiritual side, operating in business in our Galatians 2:20 lifestyle, being led by the Spirit, Galatians 5, and operating in the Spirit. How is this particular platform of Jesus Christ CEOs a little different than other CEO platforms?
I think it's quite a bit different. I think many Christian leaders still adapt or simulate to the world standards, which are can be artificial, and it's very outwardly. It's what I would call showy. But God wants to change the inside. My walk with Him, my communion with Him. Do I love Him as who He is, not what He could do for me? And from that perspective, it has changed, or is changing, my perspective of how I relate to the Lord. He's not a functional God who provides for me. He's a loving God who leads me and knows what's best for me and challenges me. And there's a level of joy and peace inside through that communion fellowship with the Lord first has changed my life, changed my prayer life, my relationship with the Lord, and what I'm more aware of what is happening in my life, particularly in business, than before.
So for that Christian business owner that's been part of other CEO groups, what would you say to them about getting involved with Jesus Christ CEOs?
I would say this. I don't know how I could ever go back. We talk about when the nation of Israel left Egypt, I think some people wanted to go back. I'm not saying my life is Egypt. I don't want to go back to that because I feel like this is so much more enriching. The community that has been built with my fellow CEOs and my fellow brothers. One of my brothers said that, and I agree. He said, "You guys make me want to be a better Christian. Not just a business leader, make me want to be a better Christian." I would go one step further. They do make me a better Christian, not only a business leader. So it's developing inside. You know, I've never met with anybody and prayed, 6 times a week. I'm doing that. And in some ways, I don't know how I would do without that anymore. And the bond that's there, because a lot of the struggles that we go through, we understand each other. Some people will go through difficult times, some people will have good times. But we know what each other, they're godly men who spur me on, and they're role models for me, and I pray with them. We intercess for one another. We spur each other on to, as iron sharpens iron, and every morning I get to do that.
Well, thank you for sharing your experience. You've encouraged me as the founder and overseer, so thank you.
Thank you.